James here from goodguitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Rollin' in the Deep by Adele. For this song we have to put a capo on the 3rd fret, so make sure you take care of that. If we don't use a capo, this song's a lot more complicated, but with a capo it's all super easy chords the entire way. And speaking of super easy chords, if you find that you're having trouble with these basic chords, I have a couple resources for you. There's my ebook, which is completely free to all my subscribers, and in that one we go over the chords, chord switching, rhythm, strumming, like all the fundamentals. And to build off of that, I also have a complete beginner's course, which is that times 100. You know, it's a completely interactive video course that just takes you through it all step by step. So if you need any extra help with the basics, you can check out either of those, the free ebook or the complete beginner's course. There's a link down below in the description. Either way, we're going to get started with the chord shapes, and our first one is an A minor chord. From there, we switch to E minor. And you might notice that I played my A minor, I just took off my first finger, and then I just moved it like that. And that's a good switching tip, something that makes it a lot easier. Then we have G, and we could play G like this. Or, since we were on the E minor chord using these two fingers, if you followed the switches so far, A minor led us to here, and now we can switch to G like that. So I'm just leaving my middle finger down and I just switch like that. I find that's a little bit easier. And those are all the shapes we need to play the verse. And before we practice playing them downstrokes only, like we normally would, where we just play through them counting along 1, 2, 3, 4, this song doesn't really let you do that. It changes chords in the middle of the measures. So instead of just having like 4 beats of A minor and 4 beats of E minor, there'll be like 4 beats of A minor and then a little bit of A minor, and then the rest of the measure will be E minor. So it's just not so simple. So we're actually gonna play through it really slowly and count it out. And I recommend going through this part a few times to make sure you really got it. And rather than, trying to explain this and using a bunch of words, why don't I just show you how to go through this super slowly? I'm gonna count out loud, and we're just gonna play downstrokes, making sure we got the chord switches, but also counting out to make sure we're hitting each chord the right number of times. So starting on A minor, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and... So we're changing on the ands for a lot of those chords. I'll play through it now 2 times in a row without stopping. Just listen to the counting and, just try to get a feel for it. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 1 and 1 and 3 and... So take your time with that. That's it. This song doesn't have a strumming pattern. All we're going to do is add some palm muting to it after. So just take your time with that and make sure that you're switching the chords on the correct beats. I've tried to make it as clear as possible with the diagrams, so really take advantage of that. Anyways, once you feel okay with that, we can move on and take a look at the strumming, which we're kind of already doing. It's just downstrokes only. We're going to add some palm muting though. And for that, we just take our palm and we just overlap a tiny bit of the string. If you touch too much of it, you overlap too much, you just kill the strings entirely. And if you don't do it enough, some of the strings will ring out, kind of defeats the whole purpose of palm muting. So a little bit of overlap, like 1 centimeter or I don't know, I guess it's like half an inch or something. And you should get a nice little tone here. Just once again, if you do it too much, you won't hear anything. So find the nice sweet spot just by overlapping more or less of the strings with your palm. And once you have that, that's it. We're just gonna do that and the same kind of counting, same everything else, and that's how you play through the verse. So let's try that together now, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, for the next section, we have to add 2 new chord shapes. There's the F chord, and we can play it this way. This is a pretty easy way to do it. We can do the bar chord. That's ideal. That's always ideal, but this way is decent. We skip the first string, first finger on the first fret, second finger on the second fret, fourth finger on the third fret here, and then also on the third fret. I like to put my thumb over the top just to mute that string. That's our F. And there's also an E chord, plain old E major chord. That's the very first one that we do in my beginner's course. Shouldn't be too difficult. Anyways, for the pre-chorus, there's none of that counting stuff. It's all really, really simple. It's just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you move on to the next chord. So let's just try this section. And you can always rewind and watch it a few times before you try it yourself, just to make sure that you're getting it all. But I feel that just observing me do it super slowly is probably the easiest way to get it. I'll count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the chorus, there's no new chord shapes, and the rhythm is pretty simple. The final measure, they're going to be sharing a measure, but it's in a much easier way. We just go from F to G. On F, 1 and 2 and then on G, 3 and 4 and. So just try that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and make sure you can do it. And then we can play through the chorus, which is really straightforward. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We just have a couple more parts to learn. This part comes right after the second chorus. So we go verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then we have this part. It's, once again, super duper simple. There's no tricky rhythm things. It's really straightforward, same chords that we're already doing. So I'm just gonna show you how to play it. You can always just rewind it and try it with me, once you've already watched me do it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that part that we just played through leads into the bridge. And the bridge in this song has no chords, no strumming pattern. It's just a bunch of people clapping, going like, whoa, ho, ho, ho. So on guitar, I just hit my thumb here, just using the side of my thumb, I just kind of rotate my hand, and then I smack my strings with my fingers. And if you mute the strings here, down, 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 whoa, down, down, down. You know, and you could do that. You could just clap. You could get other people to clap. You could just stop making rhythm altogether and just sing it. Totally up to you. But I figured I'd just show you a way to make that sound on guitar. Anyways, that's all the parts of this song. Now it's just a matter of getting really good at each bit and then gluing it all together. Either way, have fun practicing this one. If you need any help with the basic chords or strumming, palm muting, I go over all that stuff in my course and in my ebooks. So have a good time practicing, and I'll see you soon.